a lot of information in healthcare is actually present in specialized medical databases. For example, the clinicaltrials.gov website has information about many of the clinical trials going on across the world. So large language models like ChatGPT don't necessarily have access to these databases. Okay. So in this video, we are going to see how are we able to integrate medical databases with our large language model. So from our use cases, which was presented in the introductory video, accessing medical databases is an important aspect which we'll address this time. Some of the other videos that we have in this series involve classification, personalization, summarization, image analysis, and information extraction. To follow along with this video, you're going to need access to the platform.openai.com, also to the clinicaltrials.gov. You will need for the platform.openai.com a Google, Microsoft, or Apple account. And to actually do the analysis using platform openai.com, you will require to make a small payment on the website. This is really worthwhile. So let's first see what happens if you try to ask the normal ChatGPT a question. For example, we asked, please let me know about clinical trials for Brugada syndrome in Europe. So you can see that the response is that it talks about Brugada syndrome, but says that to find specific clinical trial information, you need to look at one of the other websites which are given there. To be sure, it is possible to create a single application that will both search the clinicaltrials.gov for whatever disorder you're looking for and insert the results into the large language model. But this requires some amount of coding, and this will be done in a future video. In this video, I'm going to take a slightly longer route, but it will be much easier for you to follow along without involving any coding at all. So we are going to do three things. Number one, we are going to the clinical trials site and search for studies of interest, download the studies of interest in a format called JSON format. Then we are going to convert the JSON into a PDF document because we cannot add JSON to OpenAI platform directly. We'll use some open online tools for this. And then we will go to the OpenAI platform, create an assistant, and upload this PDF file that we have. So let's head over to the clinicaltrials.gov website, and you can search for any condition that you want. The website is pretty intuitive, and you can search for various conditions, and also you can put in some filters to get precisely the kind of studies that you want. Okay, so here I'm going to only enter the condition, Brugada syndrome, and filter it using that. You will see that there are something like 51 studies which are ongoing on Brugada syndrome currently. And then I'm going to download it in the JSON format. So I'm going to basically download all the fields and hit the download button so that I get the JSON file. So let's wait for the file to get downloaded. So once it's downloaded, then you can just take a look at the file, but it will not make a lot of sense because of the way the formatting is done. But it contains all the information in what we call a semi-structured format. So what we're going to do is to convert this into a PDF file by going to an online converter. So this is one of the websites, but there are plenty of other websites as well which can convert this. So you select the downloaded file, and you get the converted file once it's ready to be downloaded. So now it's ready. So I'm going to download that file and use it now for adding it to the large language model. Waiting for the file to get downloaded. So now you have got the same file that we downloaded in the PDF format. So now let's head over to platform.openai.com and log in with our account. We have to go to the assistants section of it and create a new assistant. So I'm creating it. I'm calling it now the Clinical Trials Assistant. And then in the system instructions, this is what I'm going to fill in. You are a clinical research assistant at a hospital. You have been asked to provide information about clinical trials to patients. Please use the information in the attached file to answer queries by the patient. Do not make up any responses. If the information is not available in the attached file, state that the information is not available at present, and you will get back with the response shortly. For every study, provide the NCT ID, the study title, study status, eligibility criteria, any information about the sponsor, and locations of the study. So that's the system instructions. So I'm pasting that in the system instructions area. Then I'm going to select the model. So I'm going to select the 4O mini model, and then I'm going to attach the file that we had in the previous section. I'm just going to go and attach that file, the PDF file. OpenAI will not let you attach JSON file. That's why we had to take that additional step of converting it. Once we attach it, the file is attached. Now you can set the temperature to 0 so that you don't get any random responses. That's a good setting for this kind of a query. And then you can go to the prompts area to add a prompt. I'm also going to say use the information present in the attached file, and then I'm going to enter the prompt. So the first prompt is going to be, please provide information about clinical trials for Brugada syndrome in Europe. So you can see that it has given me a number of studies which are going on in Europe. Okay. Then the next prompt is going to be, can you please provide more information or a brief summary of the trial with a particular NCT ID. I'm just going to copy it from here and paste it in the prompt and run the query again. So you will get the response, which is a little bit more detail about each of the study that you requested. And now clearly this is much more readable than the JSON file that you downloaded. The next query is going to be about some of the treatments for Brugada syndrome, both which are available and those which are undergoing clinical trials. So the query is, what are some of the new treatments which are available for Brugada syndrome? And then I'm going to run the query. So you can see that from the attached studies, it has selected 5 treatments, which are new treatments under research for Brugada syndrome, and presented it. So clearly, we have shown that ChatGPT cannot access a medical database like clinicaltrials.gov, but it is possible to download the studies that we are interested in and incorporate them into the assistant. Of course, this can be used for other medical databases as well. You can always ask, what is the point of using a large language model? Why not just go to the clinicaltrials.gov and search it? But that's much more laborious because you will have to go through each study one by one to get the answers you want. In this case, you are querying all 51 studies and getting precisely the responses that you want. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing you in other videos. Thank you.